Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review and another anniversary review. This time, another film from 1993, so 25th anniversary review. Now, it's a film that that's probably still to this day don't like for obvious reasons. But I think it has gained a bit of a cult following over the years. So I guess some people do like the film, but to me, this is a film that I grew up watching with me and my brother. We used to watch a few times together, and especially we still joke about some of the things in the film. So to this day, so I can say that I'm not overall bothered by the film. Still, I can still say I can still say I still like the film, as does my brother, and that of course that is Tom and Jerry the movie. And of course, we all know about Tom and Jerry, the class from the classic cartoon show. Still classic cartoons to this day. Now, I grew up watching this movie along at the same time watching the show back to back along with the Looney Tunes back on during Cartoon Network. They used to go back and forth playing Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry together. And at the same time, I watched this film as well. Um, But I'm not overall bothered by the film. I do understand. I do understand why a lot of people don't like the movie for obvious reasons. Okay, for one of the reasons, okay, that in the cartoon show, Tom and Jerry hardly ever speak. You hear screams, mostly from Tom, but basically no dialogue. But that's one of the reasons that it gets hated, because in this film they talk. They're singing and they're talking, and that's a lot of what the cartoon does not do. So that's one reason. Another reason is the plot of the film. There's this girl named Robin, and most of the times it's focused on her more than Tom and Jerry. So that's another reason. And the film didn't do that well anyway. It debuted number 14 during the summer of 1993. It only cost about 3.5 million, but it basically made back the money barely. But the exact same amount of the money the budget was. And it has an 18% Rotten Tomatoes and a 5.3 on IMDb, which is a film that isn't basically gets hated a lot though. Sure, I thought it'd been lower though, but no. But like I said, I'm not overall bothered by the movie. I still like the movie, even despite the problems with it has. So yeah, because me and my brother, we still joke about some of the things within the film that we still think are funny. But so I can't. I'm more leaning. I'm probably sure I'm more leaning on it than a lot of people than some people are. But at the same time, there's probably still people that like the film regardless of the problems. But maybe I'm not alone on that though. But I can still understand. I completely understand why people don't like the movie. But with the film, probably because always reason why, because Joseph Barbaria, co-founder of Hanna-Barbera, was served as creative controller. Maybe it was his idea to give them dialogue or singing and stuff like that. Well, who knows? But even though Gene Siskel, Roger Ebert, I know they praised for the animation and stuff like that, though, but it's still the same problems. But anyway, getting to the plot of the film, which that's one of the reasons people don't like about it, is the plot. Um, okay, it opens up with there's Tom and Jerry, like the owners of the house they're in. They're moving out, and of course we get a little antics between the two of them, and the movers they move away without them. So they spend the night in that empty house, but then it gets torn down, and so they're out on the streets, trying to find some food to eat. Then they meet this dog named Pugsy, this big dog, and his a flea friend. His friend is a flea named Frankie. And then they do a little song and dance, and then Pugsy and Frankie, they get captured, dog nappers, and then well, after that single song, they think they decided to go their own separate ways, Tom and Jerry, after a little argument. But then Tom gets hassled by these alley cats, get a little song and dance. Then Jerry helps get rid of them. And then they come across this girl named Robin, who runs away from home. And that's one of the reasons people that the problem is with this whole subplot with this girl, and it's most focused on her point of view instead of focus on Tom and Jerry themselves. But it's this girl Robin. She's run away from home, and she tells Tom and Jerry that her mother died when she was a baby, and they say that her father, and she says that her father was supposedly died in an avalanche and on a expedition. He's like, this guy is like an adventure guy, and she's been living with her Aunt Fig. Now, that's another reason that my brother and I think is still funny about is the names and the names of the people in the movie, like Aunt Fig, and with her lawyer named Lickboot. Yeah, Lickboot. That's what we still find it funny. So, but yeah, and then of course there was this dog, this fat dog on a skateboard. Was it? I think it was. I remember was it It was Ferdinand. You know, like the name of the bull, Ferdinand the bull. But they call it Ferdy, I think, for short. So, and she shows up the locket, and they just tell her to just go back home and take them in, you know. And with Tom and Jerry, as they get back in, right, they get in the house, and they get a food fight with the fat dog, and then the Tom and Jerry they overhear that's Aunt Fig that Robin's father is alive. So they which they were going to tell. Wait, there was this piece of paper saying their father is alive, but Aunt Fay catches them, and they get taken to this place of what they think this guy seemed nice at first, named Apple Cheeks. Does a little song, but it throws him in the cages with all the other captured dogs. Well, you see Pugsy and Frankie, and of course there was even that you see this dog. This dog, I forget this dog's name, but you know, it was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know, when Bob Hoskins was in the elevator, your floor, sir. Watch your steps, sir. Like this dog right there. When they release all the dogs in cages, he steps out and says, "Hello, you cranky people." And all the dogs, they run out. And they tell Robin again, and they're gonna help her run away again. So they're telling her the father's life. So they get they get above the window, and they go out this little makeshift raft. And as they're on the water, they get separated because there's this oncoming boat that crashes into them. Well, separates them though, and then Aunt Fig is on the phone with Lickboot. Before that, there was a song they both did together. Before Tom and Jerry were put back in where the dogs were. They were saying, you know, about we got to have money. That's a song that me and Taylor joke was like, we've got to have money. And by the way, the guy who voiced Lickboot is voiced by Tony J. If you recall this guy Tony J, he does some voice work as well. But I mostly remember him. He voiced Judge Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the sinister Judge Frollo. That's what the voice I mostly remember him from. But he also does some voice work on a lot of things. So he voiced Lipschitz from the Rugrats TV show, because mentioned about Lipschitz, the child care specialist, Dr. Lipschitz. But also voiced in Beauty and the Beast as well. But I mostly remember him voicing in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the evil Judge Frollo. He was I would say a memorable villain, just so dark and sinister and especially crazy as well. So he did a good job voicing that villain in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah, so yeah, his voice has a little bit of his voice is kind of recognizable if you know. So yeah, we got to have money. Me and my brother both talked about that. But they're saying that since Robin ran away again, they decided to put a missing on the back of those milk cartons along with a reward for $1 million. And he's like, but we don't have $1 million. I know. That's why it's so sleazy. Oh. So, but then Robin, she drifts ashore to this place, this carnival, run by it's named after Captain Kitty, and with this talking hand puppet, with this talking hand puppet named Squawk. And at first, the guy seems nice though. He's takes care of her. Well, get some bed rest and milk and cookies and all that, right? But they both get greedy. Well, including the puppet, because talks like a person. But they both get greedy once they see the $1 million reward on the back of one of the milk cartons. So Captain Kitty plans to hold her up on top of the Ferris wheel until they call the Amphibian to get the reward. So they plan to hold her up there until they get there. And with Tom and Jerry, so there's the whole thing. A lot of focus on with the villains and the girl more than on Tom and Jerry. That's one of the problems that people don't like, is that's the whole plot is mostly focused on the girl more than Tom and Jerry themselves. Of course, growing up watching the film, me and my brother, that overall didn't seem to bother us, because we were kids. We didn't know. We don't analyze the whole subplots and all that stuff. We just watched it for the entertainment. So of course, growing up with little kids, we didn't know better. Of course, we don't think like we are now, though. You don't analyze the all the stuff with the plots and characters and all that. We just watch it just because we were entertained by it. So, but yeah, I do understand the argument against this whole thing. But anyway, like I said, I'm never all bothered by it, because seeing it so many times growing up, I'm not bothered by it. But they find Robin because they found her locket first, and with the whole $1 million reward things on the carton. So they give her locket, and then they help her out off the Ferris wheel. When Captain Kitty called it in, and Fag and Libu, they come in, Dr. Applecheeks as well. Then they all run away. They give they all get on this boat, the steamboat, which I think was Captain Kitty's boat. And then Fig and everyone else, they all give chase. Like Captain Kitty on a boat, and Dr. Applecheeks, he steals an ice cream cart. Which another level thing was when he sees the ice cream cart, he starts walking towards the camera with a smile, like. This is hilarious, It's just, yeah, it's just him walking towards the camera, with that smile on his face. But he's going very slow. So eventually, they lose Applecheeks and Captain Kitty, but Fig and Luke Booth are others. They get an idea, and they plan to go with Robin, go to her summer cabin that her father built. But when she gets there, and of course another hilarious line and Fig says, my brother and I just laugh at it. He's like, she goes, when she turns on the lantern, it's like, Daddy's dead. This is something that we just put out flat out laugh at. It's just the how the way the dialogue is said. Yeah, Daddy's dead. So, but then there's a short scuffle. The lantern falls down. The cabin is set on fire, and Blake Boot and Fig and they drop the keys. I don't know which is which, but they'll both get pushed out, and they'll both fall in the boat out of control all the way down the river. While they're Robin, Tom, and Jerry, they're on top of the roof while the cabin's on fire, and Robin's father comes in on the plane, or I think it was a helicopter. It was a helicopter or a plane. Which or the other? She gets on there, but Tom and Jerry, they fall off as the cabin falls apart. Of course, you think they're dead, but they're not. Even Tom, he's looking for Jerry, and he's looking for Jerry. He thinks he's dead, but he's like, "Oh, I swear I won't do this to you again. Like, no tricks, no whatever." And he's like, "That's a promise? That's you know." So then they take place back at back to her house, and when you think things are getting back, which you think they're friends and all that. Of course, they end up back with their antics. So they're chasing back and forth, and the camera stops at them like this right there, as it closes in on them, like ends right them freeze like that. So, yeah. So I do understand why people don't like the film. That's like the reasons I understand the arguments. I understand the problems with them talking, the scene, the whole plot with the girl and all that, and especially the ridiculous names as well, which I think are hilarious. But I do understand why people don't like the film. But I'm sure there's certain like a few other people that do like the film, even despite the problems. But overall, I think the animation is not that bad especially for a low budget film, for what it cost. I don't think the animation was not that bad at all. Decent animation. As for the voice cast, like the voice of Tom and Jerry, I don't think they were not that bad voice acting wise. I don't think there was, even though they're supposed to have no dialogue, but the characters just like the cartoon though. But the voice acting was not that bad to me. As for the rest of the supporting cast, like with Tony J as Lick Booth, but he's I think I prefer his sinister voice role as Judge Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame more. And Fig, voiced by Charlotte Ray. I think like over a week ago, I think she passed away, 92 years old. Yeah, so the one who voiced Aunt Fig just recently passed away. So that's sad, but the voice cast like who Andy McPhee, who voiced Robin, she was decent. Yeah. But so the overall the voice cast was not that bad. Animation was not that bad at all. The film was it's a short movie, so it's without the end credits, it's less than probably about 80 minutes. Without the end credits, it says 84 minutes, but without the end credits, I'd put like 80 minutes at most. As for the music, who did the music? Henry Mancini. Henry Mancini. I wonder if he did other other scores. Oh, so I think he did the themes for like the Black Panther, the Pink Panther theme. No, da dun da dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think he did the theme for the Pink Panther theme. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, but not too familiar with this guy. Besides doing the themes for the Pink Panther. Get the mistake for the Black Panther. But yeah, overall, I still like the film to this day. 25 years later, it's still mixed with the people who don't like the film because of the reasons I said, and people still probably do like the film for what it is. Probably me and my brother still like the film to this day. So it's a film we would watch together and just have a laugh at because we grew up with the movie. At the same time, me watching the cartoon shows along with the Looney Tunes. But yeah, to me personally, it's not that bad of a movie to me. But I'm sure people will say, "Oh, it is terrible because of the reasons I said." And that's true. I do understand the argument, full heartedly. But anyway, yeah, that's the 25th anniversary of Tom and Jerry the movie. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.